I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm so happy because I have a PlayStation, a PS5, and I've also got a PSVR 2, which, if you don't know, is a PlayStation Virtual Reality 2, which the PlayStation brought out 2 virtual realities so far. PSVR 1, which was, I can't remember how many years that was released, and then the most up-to-date one, which is the PSVR 2. And actually, it's not the most advanced one, because I think the most advanced one has got like a glass screen. I might be wrong, I'm not sure. But I've got loads of PlayStation games, so that is what this video is going to be about. So if you're not interested in PlayStation, or you think I might bore you to death, then you might want to skip this video. I won't be offended. But if you are interested in hearing about different PlayStation games, then this video is definitely for you. So my favourite PlayStation games are like zombie apocalypse games. I freaking love anything with like zombies in or end of the world scenarios. So my favourite games are The Last of Us. I've said it so many times. The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2 on PlayStation are freaking awesome. And I've got like so many different zombie type games. I like horror games like Dead Space, like Alien stroke horror games, anything like that like jump scares me or leaves me on the edge of my seat. I like those sort of games. So I'm going to show you some of my absolute favourite games here. I've got so many games. If I was to show you every single game I had and talk about them, we would be here for over 10 hours. So these are just a little tiny selection of the games, and I'm a weirdo. I like to have actual copies of games, and that is because if I have to delete space on my PlayStation, I want to be able to reinstall it later. So I don't want to have to like buy it online and use all my space up. I like to be able to replay things, so I like to have actual physical copies of games. So my first favourite game is the Resident freaking Evil series. This is the most freaking awesome game that's ever been created in the universe. This one, out of all I've done, I have played every freaking Resident Evil game that there is on the market. Okay, I've played it, and I've played it on easy setting and hard setting. I've played and replayed them. This one, out of all of them, is my absolute favourite one out of all of them. It's amazing. The storyline is freaking awesome. The graphics on it are awesome. I especially like, I won't spoil it, I won't talk too much and spoil like spoilers for people, but there's a part where you're upstairs and you're in this room, and this demon, this female demon, whatever, Resident Evil apocalyptic woman is like blowing wind at you, and you're trying to get towards her and she's pushing you back, and you're trying to get towards her and she's pushing you back, and everything's blowing out the way. I freaking love it. It's amazing. You can feel on the PlayStation 5 controller the vibrations, and it makes you feel so freaking immersed in every single bit of the storyline. This is my absolute favourite horror game of all time. It's great. So it says here on the back, I'll read it to you. A mysterious message leads you to a sinister plantation mansion in rural Louisiana, USA. With danger lurking in the shadows of every hallway, and the insane Baker family hell-bent on killing you, piecing together every clue and uncovering the unspeakable truth will be the key in your fight to escape alive. And honestly, the pictures on this don't even do it justice. It is really, really good. And the final boss battle of this game, I'm not going to like put spoilers in for people that maybe haven't played it, is amazing. It's so good. The twists and turns are just so good. That is definitely when it says PlayStation VR compatible, I think that means PlayStation VR 1, unfortunately not PlayStation VR 2. The second, I like third person games, so I'm not massively keen on first person games, with the exception to 1 or 2 games. I like third person. So what that means in the gaming world is first person means you sort of looking at the television as if it's a first person perspective. So it's like you don't see a character, you are there and you're walking around and you're just exploring and you're there. Like third person means you get to see a character in front of the screen, and I like to see the character and see what the character's doing, you know, like if the character bends down or picks something up or fights, I like to see that, and that's called third person. There are 2 exceptions. There are 2 games in first person that I really like, and this is one of them. And it's called Still Wakes the Deep. It's amazing. This is the most amazing game. It's the most spookiest game ever that I've ever played in first person. And believe me, it really is scary. So if you've got a bad heart, I suggest not to play this game. It's set, what I love about it, because like a lot of my family come from Scotland, from Aberdeen, so they've got like Scottish accents, and I can't tell what they're saying when they speak, because they speak in like really broad Scottish, and they speak really fast, and they say things like aya, aya, and I don't know what they're going on about. And I often, in the past years ago, I've had to tell my family to like, you need to slow down, because I don't know what you're saying to me. You need to like talk more slowly, because I don't know what you're trying to communicate with me, or I just used to nod and just agree. And this reminds me of them in the nicest possible way, but without the horror aspect. But it's called Still Wakes the Deep, and it's based on an oil rig. Here we are, let me read it. 1975, disaster strikes at the oil rig off the south coast of Scotland. All lines of communication have been severed. All exits are gone. All that remains is to face the unknowable horror that's come aboard and pray that one day you get to see your family again. So the game starts off where you're this worker on an oil rig in Scotland, and the water's incredible, and it's like crashing next to the oil rig, and the graphics are just freaking amazing. All the oil rig workers are speaking in Scottish, like you can't tell what they're saying. They sound like Rab C. Nesbitt. If you've never seen that, Google Rab C. Nesbitt, you'll see what I mean. And what happens is this oil, like the what do you call it? The screw thing hits something under the sea, under the water, and it makes some sort of alien life form come to life, and then this worker is sort of trying to run away from this alien life form and not be devoured, and it is just freaking amazing. The graphics on it, the Scottish accent, everything about this game is amazing. I don't normally go in for first person games, but I highly recommend this one. Another game, I've got a virtual reality 2, and that's one where you put a headset on and it's like you are in a different world. Everything's 3-dimensional, and it's the weirdest experience. I have to sit down. You can either stand up or sit down. I have to sit down because if I don't sit down I'll fall down, because it's like quite disorientating. So I have to sit down for it. And one of the first games I played, I think I did a video a while ago on another channel, but I don't know if it's up at the moment. But the first one I did was a funfair one, but the second game I played was this one, which is called Madison, and it's, oh my god, this game is dangerous. If you've got a PSVR 2, look at that demon there. That freaking demon is so scary. The first time I played this game, I put my headset on, I was sat down, like kneeling down on the floor, and I went into the basement. I progressed through the game, and I went into the basement, and there's this like well in the basement, this spooky well, and you have to figure out certain like codes and symbols to undo some locks to the well, which I did. And crawled down the well or whatever. And anyway, I was in this basement and it was flooded, and I'm walking around this flooded basement with this walkie-talkie thing. And when the walkie-talkie got stronger, when the signal on the walkie-talkie got stronger, it meant that I was getting closer to my achievement or whatever. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this freaking demon just ran at me out of nowhere in the basement, in the freaking basement. And I had because with this virtual reality, you've got this headset on and you've got these two things over your hands. So you're sort of like this to everybody else, you know, like moving and doing all that. And I freaking punched the wall. And how I didn't ruin my handset, I have no idea. Freaking punched the wall. And my dad said that on one occasion he had to duck because he said that I swung around like that. And I was like, well, why are you in my personal space? You know that I'm using virtual reality, so why are you so close to me? But you said that my arm swung around like that to punch whatever it was, that my dad said he had to duck dead quick to get out of my way, because otherwise he would have had a black eye. But it's the best freaking game ever. Really good. It's got the best puzzles. You have to go into these spooky corridors and there's demons and all sorts of spooky things coming out at you. It's great. It's a really good game. Another one, which is Resident Evil. Another Resident Evil game is this one, which is really good, Resident Evil 2. This is actually one of the first games that I actually bought for my PlayStation, and I really enjoyed it. This is a zombie game. Again, I don't know if anybody's ever watched the Resident Evil films, but this is a freaking awesome game. Really, really good game where you're a cop, you're a police officer, and you're having to deal with this zombie apocalypse outbreak. This game here is one of my favourite freaking games ever, Hitman. And there's a reason why I love this game, and it's not because I get to shoot random people, although that is a bonus. Obviously in terms of PlayStation, not reality. I like this game because I don't play it by convention. I don't know if anybody else does this or whether it's just a me thing, but in this game you are this undercover secret assassin. So imagine like the FBI or the CIA or whatever secret services there might be in the UK or USA, and you're this secret assassin. And you've got targets, so the agency will give you 2 or 3 or whatever specific targets that you must eliminate by whatever means, and then you need to walk out unscathed. Okay, I don't do that. I do kill my targets eventually because that's part of the objective. I'm not going to let myself down or lose points, but what I do is I play around with it in the meantime. And what I like to do is, what you can do is you can take on different disguises. So you walk into this scenario in this particular outfit or whatever. Say I'm wearing this outfit now. I walk into this scenario, say a restaurant situation, and I can go to, say for example, the chef at the restaurant, and I can knock the chef out. I can either get rid of the chef or knock him out so he's unconscious, him or her or whatever. And I can steal their clothes, so I can take on the chef's identity. Then I can walk around the restaurant like the chef's identity, and I can put stuff in the food or whatever of the person I've got to eliminate, right? Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. What I like to do is, instead of eliminating my the people I'm stealing the outfits from, I like to knock them out so they're unconscious and they're not like permanently incapacitated. I'll steal the clothes and then I'll go on to the next person. So say for example a cleaner, and I'll knock them out and I'll steal the clothes, and then I'll go on to the next person, receptionist, I'll knock them out and steal the clothes. I'll go on to the next person and the next person, the next person, the next person, so on and so on, until I've stolen as many people's clothes as I possibly can, and everybody walks around naked. That's what I like to do. I don't play it by convention. So everybody, when I'm playing this game, 60% of people at least have no clothes on. And I like to then go to a high advantage point and just watch every freaking person just walking around, and they walk around like scratching their heads, looking down like, where's my clothes, like that. They're proper scratching their heads. It makes me so happy. It makes me so freaking happy. I wish I could do that in real life. Just knock some random person out, steal the clothes, and watch every fricker walk around scratching their head, wondering what's going on because they've got no clothes. It'd make me so happy, that would. Anyway, so that's what I like to do with that game. And also with that game, I've also got Hitman 2. And I also have Hitman 3 World of Assassination. And I've just recently downloaded something on PlayStation. I don't know what it was. It was £30. I don't know what I've downloaded, but it's some bonus stuff that unlocks some stuff. So I don't know what I've downloaded, but I've paid for it anyway. This one, the Grey Hill Incident, I bought because I like the grey alien on it. I love anything to do with aliens. For personal reasons, which I won't go into, I love anything to do with UFOs and aliens. And I bought this, but I'll be completely honest with you, it's first person, which put a downer on it for me, because it's just me. We're all different. I prefer third person, but it's not that. The graphics was a bit jittery, and as it says on the tin, it's about like alien abduction and paranormal activity and stuff like that for aliens. Sometimes it sort of froze in certain places, and I wasn't massively keen on it. But it says brave survival horror that takes place during the early 90s, equipped with a baseball bat and a few bullets in your trusty revolver. The story takes you across the atmospheric neighbourhood of Grey Hill, which is invaded by UFOs and grey aliens. But I do like the picture. I like it, but it's not I wouldn't play it again, let's put it that way. I've just recently finished this game, Alone in the Dark. This is a freaking awesome game. It's amazing. This game, I've actually played it actually about 1 3/4 time, because the first time I played it, I got a bit of a bug 3/4 of the way through the game, so I had to play it again. So I've recently finished playing this game and have completed it, and it's amazing. It's the most amazing game ever. Again, it's a horror game. Psychological horror meets Southern Gothic in this reimagination of the classic survival horror game Alone in the Dark. Play as either Edward or Carnaby, or Edward Carnaby, I'm so sorry. The writing is so freaking small on this. Or Emily Hartwood. I always play as Emily. And explore your environment, fight monsters, solve puzzles, and encounter the uneasy truth of the Decito, I probably said that wrong, I'm sorry, manner. And I love this because I like to have, because I have autism, which is Asperger's, I like to solve puzzles. So anything with a puzzle in it, I like to be able to solve on the most difficult level. I like to do that. I like it to be difficult. I like to have to use my analytical brain. So I really like this because it had loads of freaking puzzles in it. It was really good. My God, these games. I should have saved the best for last. But these games, these ones, with Bella Ramsey from The Last of Us on the actual series, are my favourite PlayStation games in the universe. Please, I think it's the Naughty Dog company. Is it Naughty Dog that's made these? Naughty Dog PlayStation? Yeah, Naughty Dog. Please, Naughty Dog, please make The Last of Us Part 3. Please, in the name of God himself, please make it, because these games, these are my absolute favourite of all PlayStation games. In the name of life itself, The Last of Us. I honestly can't recommend these games enough. They're the best games. The graphics, the storyline, everything about these games is awesome. It's one of the first games that I bought on PlayStation, if I'm honest. And I played The Last of Us Part 1 first, which is based in a post-apocalyptic world where a fungus, which is like a mushroom, a fungus called cordyceps, has infected the human brain, and it's been transmitted, I think, through different food like flour and stuff like that, and it's infected the human mind, and it's caused it's taken over the human mind, and people have become zombies basically, and they turn into something called clickers. And if you've never seen freaking clickers, you need to YouTube what clickers are on you. They make this sound, and they do this like clicking movement, and they're blind but they can hear. They've got like supersonic freaking hearing. So if you're in the same room as a clicker, say for example you've gone to a supermarket and you're looting for food because you're hungry, and there's a clicker there that's infected with the cordyceps virus, they'll be like, and they'll listen to you, and if they hear you, they'll just get you, and then they'll either infect you or they'll just eat you. And then after clickers, there's something called stalkers, and they're the second most advanced stage of clickers, where they're even more freaking, like, they literally stalk you. And then after that, there's another one called the bloaters, and they're like this super swollen freaking fungus person. You have to Google it, it's amazing. And they're super difficult to defeat. They are freaking terrible. They're like 3 or 4 humans in one. They're really difficult to defeat and kill. But it is so good. And the graphics on this, this guy has to transport Ellie, which Bella Ramsey is playing on The Last of Us. On the TV is playing Ellie, however she's pronounced. She plays her, and this guy, who's so freaking handsome, he's like my ideal guy. If there's any guys watching this program that look like him, please contact me so I can marry you. I don't care where you're from, as long as you're single. If you look like that, and especially if you have a USA accent, please contact me and I'll marry you now. Oh my god, he's so handsome, freaking hell. He transports her because she was bit by this cordyceps infected freaking zombie, and she's immune, so he transports her to this area, but he gets attached to her and he ends up killing all the doctors and nurses, and he ends up stealing her away, and the story just goes on from there. It's really good. And then The Last of Us Part 2, which is the one, like the sequel to that, the one that comes after it, is the storyline after it. So what happens is it follows another girl here, and she is the daughter of the doctor that he killed to save her, and she ends up killing him in revenge, and Ellie ends up going after her. And it's the most amazing freaking storyline ever, but the ending of it is quite sad, in my opinion. I just think it's quite sad. I've played it so many freaking times, over and over again. And if you've never played PlayStation, watch The Last of Us, because they've just brought out Series 1 and Series 2 is coming out soon, and you won't be disappointed. It's really freaking good. Honestly, I'm so emotional with these games. If somebody said to me, the world's going to end and you have to get rid of all your PlayStation games, but you can keep 2, I would keep these 2. They are the best freaking games ever. And if there's anybody on here that looks like that, can you see? I need to marry you, because I'm so freaking obsessed with him every freaking time I play it. So sorry, for some reason my microphone cut off and I'm not quite sure why. Anyway, the last game, actually 2 more games that I want to show you before I go, actually maybe 3 more. This one, Control, is a really freaking good game. This game is got some references to Alan Wake, which I'll show you in a bit. I've played Alan Wake, is an amazing game. I've just got the Alan Wake 2. This is really good. It's this is based like a Federal Bureau of Control, similar to the FBI, but it's like this mind control government organisation that controls the whole world. And it really is the most freaking awesome game ever. And that has reference to this one, which I've just bought, Alan Wake 2. Was so happy about this game. I went into CEX on Monday and I was looking for this game and I couldn't find it. But when I went to buy a couple of games, I saw it behind the counter on recommended. So I'm so happy about it. Alan Wake is, again, I don't want to give too much because I've probably spoiled a little bit about The Last of Us. I don't want to give too many spoilers. But it's the best freaking game ever. It's a horror game. Saga Anderson, an accomplished FBI agent. So on this, you're playing like you are an FBI agent, arrives to investigate a string of ritualistic murders in a small town community. Alan Wake, a lost writer, pens a dark story to shape the reality around him. There are 2 heroes in 2 separate realities, and somehow connected, can they break out to be heroes they need to be? It really is a good game. I recommend it so much. I've only just started playing it. I'm like a quarter of the way into it. And then the last one I'm going to end on, because I'm like up to 30 minutes or so, is Silent Hill 2. This is an amazing game as well. It's a horror game. It is the spookiest freaking game. It gave me goosebumps on my arms and the back of my neck. It says, experience a masterpiece of psychological horror remade using state-of-the-art technology with chilling visuals and soundscapes. After receiving a letter from his deceased wife, James seeks the truth in the town where they shared so many memories, in the hope of seeing her one more time in Silent Hill. There, shrouded in the fog by the lake, he finds a woman eerily similar to her. My name is Maria. The woman smiles, her face, her voice. She's just like her. I won't spoil it. I just don't want to spoil it for people. I don't. It's the most freaking spookiest, awesome game ever. With the ending is such a twist, and honestly, I have actually found a little bit of a because you have to fight something called pyramid heads in this game. If you don't know what pyramid heads are, Google them. And I have found a bit of a cheat to this game to defeating the pyramid heads. I found that if you continuously click the circle button, like avoid or evade, so you're sort of swishing every time the enemy goes to hit you to avoid them, and you continuously keep pressing it, so you're just constantly going back, and you're swishing to avoid them, so you never get hit, and you swish, hit, you actually kill them and they don't get to hit you. That probably doesn't make sense to any gamers out there, but it does to me. But I've actually found a way to defeat this game without taking any enemy hits on hard. So I'm quite impressed with myself with that. Anyway, and also I've just bought this game as well. Oh, I have to say about this game as well. Freaking Horizon. Horizon, next to The Last of Us. Horizon is my freaking favourite game ever. So good. She is so blooming beautiful, isn't she, on Horizon? I think I prefer Zero Dawn to Forbidden West, but they're both the most amazing games ever. Really good games, open world games. And I've recently bought this game, South Park, but I've not played it yet, so I'm excited to play this. I think it's going to be freaking hilarious. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, that's absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to ask you to like and subscribe, and I shall see you later. Cheerio. Bye-bye.